Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Missnig. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I speak about different topics in my channel. So if that is interesting, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you could be subscribed to my channel, and also hit the bell so you can be notified every time I upload. I upload Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I do not upload Mondays and Friday just because if you don't know, I'm a big WWE fan, and if you should already know because I do speak about WWE superstars in my channel. Today I have three missing kids stories to tell y'all. It's what, Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. We're going back to work tomorrow. If you don't know, yesterday was snowing, and it was, I think I talked about it on my video, and it was one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen in my life. A lot of people from the north were kind of making fun of us, people from the south, like, oh yeah, we're overreacting, it's just snow. I'm sorry, people from the north, y'all get snow, okay? We don't. We're not used to this, okay? We're not used to these type of things, okay? I've been in the United States, I don't know, since I was so young, and I've never seen snow, and I've always wanted to see snow, but not really. My dad lived in New York for a couple of months or a couple of years, I can't remember, but he did live in New York, and it snows in New York, so I probably, he didn't make a big deal about it like we did, or like I did, me personally, and my daughter did, because he used to live in New York, and in New York it does snow. But to me, it was one of the most beautiful thing. It was just, and then I came across, this is just a quick story, guys. I came across a video in Houston, well, on my Facebook page. Like I said, I'm from Houston, Texas, and I love the Houston Zoo that we have here is so amazing. I haven't gone, they did remodel it, so I haven't gone since they've done it, but we came across it, and we saw that they post tigers, the video of the tigers, just trying to figure out what is this, and but the one that really got me was the gorillas. The gorillas took, I don't know, if I'm assuming they took it because they were there by themselves. So yeah, I'm guessing the gorilla just took a bunch of ice and put it inside where they go, to sleep and everything. They were eating the ice. They were just there eating the ice. Because, I mean, what would gorillas do? They eat ice. So they had it was like three gorillas, and it was like in the middle. The ice was in the middle. It was like a mountain of ice, and they were just eating it. Like, they were just, they were eating the ice, and the tigers were trying to be like confused because they're like, what is this? Like, we've never seen this. Not the tigers, the lions. But I do hope that the animals in the zoos, especially the ones that are outside, were able to find warmth and a place to keep themselves warm. But I did see that the gorillas were having fun, and they were looking around like they were just eating their ice, like they were just minding their business, like eating this ice, like we're about to eat ice. So yeah, don't judge us if you're from the north and you see us, excited and acting like kids. It's because, like I said, we never experienced this, and I think that was, to me, one of the most amazing things, and I am so blessed that I was able to experience it with my daughter, because my daughter always wanted to visit the snow. She did a snow angel. We threw snowballs at each other. There was a kid that did a snow, well, it wasn't a snowman, it was an olive, whatever the thing from snow, what is it? Frozen. But yeah, we had fun, and I'm so happy that I got to see it, and then I got to experience it with my daughter. So yes, guys, let me start with these three cases. So the first case that I have for you is Genelle Prince Bradford, and she went missing when she was 17 years old. Her height and weight is 5'3" to 5'4", 96 pounds. A green jacket, a white shirt, tan pants, and black platform shoes. African American, female, black hair, black eyes. Genelle goes by her middle name, Princess. Her ears are pierced. So Princess disappeared from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on April 27th of 1999. The day she attended class at Wilkinsburg High School, where she was an honor student due to graduates in 2 months. That evening, she went to her job at the YWCA in Rose Avenue. It was last seen walking home. She never arrived. Princess' friends didn't believe she would have run away because she was happy with her life and looking forward to her homecoming prom. Her father wasn't part of her life and her mother died when she was 5, so she was raised by her grandparents. Princess' grandparents stated her grades had slipped prior to her disappearance during her senior year. She had stopped studying and doing her homework as consistently as before. Investigators believe that Princess left of her own accord and may still be local area. Her grandmother speculated she left home due to a boyfriend and or unemployed pregnancy. Her case remains unsolved. And these cases really do kind of like hit me hard. All the cases do, but this one, when you're like, you especially, I feel like me personally, my senior year was like so hectic. It was so much pressure on me to like try. I'm not good in school. I always have problems in school. Like I'm what you call a slow learner. So I learn at a very slow pace. I also learn by watching. Like, say, if I have to watch what you're doing, so for me to learn to do it myself. I had one teacher who I didn't even know he passed away, but he was my homeroom teacher. He was my math teacher, and math was not my cup of tea. And he not once ever gave up on me, ever. He never gave up on me. He was so patient. He was so lovable with me. He was just amazing. I did graduate, but I did get my GED. But your senior, I feel like it's just so much pressure on you. You want to do better. You want to do, you're so close. And I'm going to tell you this. If you're a senior in high school, please do not put so much pressure on yourself. You've come so far. Do not put pressure on yourself. Because at the end of the day, your mental health is way more important than anything else. You are almost in the finish line. Do what you want to do for yourself. Do what is best for you. Don't let your parents, don't let your friends, don't let anything and anybody tell you any difference. Because at the end of the day, what matters is you, and that is it. Nothing else. Nothing else. I have heard of so many seniors that go off to college right after high school, and that they come back because they just couldn't deal with the demands of in college. I feel like if you want to take a break for a couple of years, go ahead and take a break. If you don't want to go to college and just start your own business, go and start your own business. College is not for everybody, and I'm sorry, but college is not gonna give you what you want, because there's jobs out there that expect you to have more than just a college degree, and it's not like that. That's just my opinion. I always tell my daughter, you don't have to go to college if you don't want to. I'm not going to force her to go to college. I do want her to become someone. So whether she's going to be tall because of her dad. So I do see her doing like modeling or anything like that. But I do see her doing something like that. But just because I'm telling her I don't want her to go to college does not mean that I don't want her to do something with her life, because I do want her to do something. I'm a photographer, so she can help me with that, and and because once I'm retired, she's gonna have to take over my photography business. But if she wants to be a model, whatever she wants to do, I want her to do it. But I'm not gonna force her to go to college if she doesn't want to. So the next one we're gonna be talking about is it's a 54 years of a disappearance. I think this is the oldest disappearance I've talked on my channel. I don't remember, but I may be wrong. So we're gonna be talking about the disappearance of Kathleen Shea. So let's go ahead and get started. So authorities says there was never physically evidence at the scene of Kathleen Shea disappearance in 1965. No left behind backpack, lunchbox, pencil, or any other item that 6-year-old may have been carrying on her walk to school. Her disappearance was never witnessed by anyone. Trooper Dana Martin of the Pennsylvania State Police Cold Case Unit told Dayline, quote, "She went missing from a small, otherwise very safe community. Despite being 54 years later, her name is mentioned quiet and constantly," end quote. Kathleen Shea was last seen in Toronto, Pennsylvania around 12:10 p.m. on March 18th of 1965. Kathleen was in the afternoon kindergarten class at Adams Elementary School. The school was short for a block walk from her family home. Walking to school alone was Kathleen's daily routine. So I don't know if they still do this, but I do remember when I was in school that so you had the morning kids to come to pre-K, and they would come from 7:30 to like maybe 11 or 12, and then you had the 12:30 kids come to school, and they would stay until like 3 something. So you had two different, the kindergartens and the pre-Ks. They would come, one class would come in the morning, and then the other half will come in the afternoon. I don't know if they still do that. Probably not. I hope not, because no. There were multiple, and before you judge, back then, they said it. It was a small town, okay? Back then, parents didn't have to worry about kids. It was a small town. Kids were walking at the same. It was normal. It was a normal routine for her. Do not sit here and be negative on my comments, because I will block you. There was multiple other children in the neighborhood walking to school that day who saw her. True Martin said, quote, "Based on witness, we're able to verify that she made it apparently halfway. She was about a block and a half away from the school when she disappears," end quote. Authorities would later learn that when Kathleen didn't show up to class that day, her teacher assumed the young girl was out sick and therefore did not alert Kathleen's family of her absence. That is another thing back then. If your kids missed school, I guess it wasn't a rule for the school to call your parents and be like, "Hey, why is your kid not in school?" Now it is something that they do. Authorities would later that when Kathleen didn't show up to class that day, her teachers quote, "But when she failed to return home from school, her parents called her teacher." True Martin said, quote, "After they realized she had never made it to school, her parents immediately called authorities." True Martin, who was assigned in the case in 2006, told Dayline that authorities in 1965 conducted extensive search to find Kathleen's local and state investigators, along with the FBI, fire crews, tracking dogs, and volunteers scoured the area. Bob Alerts, whose parents were close friends with Kathleen's parents, told Dayline that he and Kathleen had a play date scheduled for that afternoon. "My mother sat me down and told me that what was going on. My memory is very vivid because it has haunted me even to this day." Bob told Dayline, "Our Boy Scout troop at the time went out and was looking. Everyone in town was looking." The community of Tryon, Pennsylvania, a small, safe, upper-middle-class town, as Bob described, was shaken by the young girl's disappearance. People didn't let their kids go outside to play anymore. Bob said the police were everywhere, patrolling state and local. That's all you saw. They really did extensive work on this at the time. Trooper Martin said the witness statements led us to one area where she disappeared from. Even the dogs tracked her scent to that area. Authorities also interviewed people who saw Kathleen walking to school in those final minutes before she vanished. They were persons of interest. They were described by multiple children. None of all those people were able to be undefined. The ones who were, though, were interviewed and were clear. Trooper Martin told Deadline, "There was a vehicle that was named by a couple of children who were crossing guards. They were children taught, so they description like anything that was specific enough to define the individual car." Trooper Martin told Deadline that when she got assigned to Kathleen's case in 2006, the case notes were already 1,000 pages long. This case, because it got so much attention in the community, it had countless tips that have come in. She said this is definitely a case that has the consistent work over the years. Kathleen's parents were also interviewed at the time of their daughter's disappearance and were quickly clear. Kathleen had a younger brother too, but Troop Martin said they were too young to help with the investigation. Kathleen's mother and father died in 1987 and 2006, respectively, but the town hasn't forgotten Kathleen's. People to this day would still like to have closure. Kathleen's childhood friend Bob told Dylan, It is something that never leaves your mind. She was an innocent little girl, so full of life, always with a smile, always laughing, and always holding a little doll. Modern technology such as cell phones tracking or surveillance footage had it been available at the time could have helped investigators find answer in Caitlin's case, Trooper Martin said. Phrase the most critical factor in a missing person case even today though is calling authorities as soon as possible. Time is really important. Getting a report as soon as possible, Trooper Martin said. Any deadline in intently investigating can be difficult to overcome. In this case, it was no fault of parents or the teacher. I can't put the blame on anyone. Kathleen Ann Shea would be 60 years old today. If you have any information on the consequences surrounding her disappearance, please call Pennsylvania State Police, and I will leave the number in the description below. And like she said, you cannot blame the teachers because, like I said, back then, calling when your child was missing from school, calling the parents wasn't like an alarming thing to do. It wasn't the first thing that came out of your mind. You would just think, oh well, they're probably sick. So and I've seen this in a lot of cases where the parents don't find out that the kids did not go to school. Now, if that was a rule back then, yes, it probably would have gotten further. They probably would have found her sooner, or probably would have found her, period, if that was a law back then where you would have to call the kids. There has been times that Genelle missed school, and by 11, 12 in the afternoon, I'm getting text messages, a phone call from the school, and a message from an app that I have. It's a parent app that I have for the school, telling me that my child is missing. I'm getting emails that my child is missing. So, back then that wasn't a thing. So I really do. I think if that would have been a thing back then, we would have, it would have probably had gotten the answers that they've been looking for. And the last case I will be talking about today will be William Nakasiva. He went missing at 8 years old. His height and weight is 5'1", 50 pounds, a gray hood sweatshirt or jacket, gray pants, and black sneakers. Burnt orange Chevrolet Nova. Caucasian male, sandy brown hair, blue eyes. William had gaps between his teeth at the time of his disappearance. His nickname is Will. So William's mother, Elisa, told authorities that she last saw her son at approximately 4 p.m. on November 9th of 1991 as he left the residence in McKees Rocks, Pennsylvania. Witness saw William shortly afterwards walking to Charity's Creek near the Ohio River with his fishing gear. His equipment was found later along the banks of the creek behind the Eaton Park restaurant, approximately 800 yards from homeless person camp. William's gear was undisturbed and there was no sign of struggle at the scene. Witness gave conflict reports as to his movement that afternoon. He disappeared. People report seeing him William at the Max Rock Plaza. Another person stated that the child was seen speaking to a scruffy-looking man in an early store. In addition, witness said Williams was pulled into a burnt orange paint Chevrolet Navia by unkept men that afternoon in McKees Rocks. The identified man and his vehicle has never been located. William's missing child's report was delayed by several hours on November 9th because Student Rush was playing bingo and did not realize her son had been vanished until several hours. So the mom was playing bingo. So that's that. I'm not judging. She later agreed to take a polygraph test but moved away from the area before the exam could be conducted. I'm not judging. Authorities have said that the mom was uncooperative during the initial investigation into her son's case. Her whereabouts are currently unknown and she is not listed as a suspect in William's disappearance. If you don't have anything to do with your child's disappearance, ma'am, why in the hell do we not know where you at? And why will you take 9 hours for you to realize, oh, hey, my child is, I'm sorry that you're playing bingo. But, as a mother, in my head, I would be like, hey, I'm playing bingo, but let me come back because my child went to go fishing. I want to make sure that he's back at home. I'll restart the whole bingo thing. Or, you know what, somebody play for me. Something, I don't know. But for you to just disappear, okay. Investigators are looking into the possibility that Williams' case may be connected to a homeless man named Joseph Cornelius. Cornelius was arrested in the late 2000 for the murder of Scott Drake, a young boy from the same Pennsylvania region as William. Connecticut report confessed to Derek's homicide, telling authorities that he killed the boy because Derek allegedly stole Cornelius' radio. Okay, sir. Cornelia lives with Helen Arler in 1991. Arler was a good friend of, at the time, Arler, who is now deceased, claimed that was good mother during the 1991 investigating into Williams' case. It is unknown if there is any connection between Cleanest and Williams. Williams' fishing equipment was located near a homeless camp, and the Cleanest was familiar with in 1991. The case is now being re-investigated, and it's unlikely that William died in an accident since his remains have never been located, despite ancestral search conducted in the area. And that is the last case. I'm trying not to judge. I really am trying not to judge, but I have a feeling that the mom has something to do with it, because what mother just disappears? Your child is missing, ma'am, okay? Your child is missing, and even if you didn't have nothing to do with your child missing, you will, as a mother, I hope as a mother, because I'm a mother myself, God forbid that my child goes missing, I will turn this world upside down until I find my child. I will turn this world upside down until I find my child. And if I see somebody that may think that looks to me like it's suspicious, you better hope that there's people stopping me, because the things I would do to you, I'm not even going to say it, but the things that I would do to somebody that would hurt my child, just know that I would probably be in prison for the rest of my life. Okay? So, as a mother, if you didn't have nothing to do with your child disappearance, ma'am, why are you hiding? Unless you know who did it, and you're afraid of this person, if that person's still alive. But that is, to me, red flags all the way. But that is it, guys, for today's case. I will see y'all again with a new video. I hope y'all have a wonderful Wednesday, and y'all please behave. And if you are in the South area, please do not drive, okay? Because yes, there's still no snow outside. I don't know how dry the roads are, but it seemed like they're still not safe enough for people to drive. So yeah, guys, I will see y'all next time. Bye.